Hello, everyone. Hopefully, I'm in the right room. Oh my goodness. Today has just been crazy with all of these go lives and everything like that. So let me hop over to YouTube and make sure I'm in the right one because this is the one I messed up by going into this morning and I had to make a new one. Okay. So it looks like I'm in the right one. So that's good, according to YouTube. How is everyone doing? Everyone full or about to eat? You check the chat, see how everybody's doing. Hello, hello. All righty. Yes, you made it just in time. Oh my goodness, Don. Yeah, welcome to the FFA. It's kind of crazy in here. I'm not sick. I just inhaled my water. Rick, good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving. Hello, I hear you. I love it. Did I eat? Kind of. Yes, I had a sandwich. I'll eat again afterwards. But yeah, I did eat. We didn't. I didn't cook. We didn't. Here's the thing. My daughter is on the spectrum, and one of her main things is very restrictive eating habits. We've expanded her palate to include chicken nuggets now, but for the longest time, there was no meat. None. And like it took us years to get her to do bacon and then shrimp and stuff like that. So she likes cheese pizza a lot. But she's also 15 and she's homeschooled. So of course she is in the group of kids that are exposed to parents who are a little, shall we say, interesting in terms of what they teach their kids. So then it all matriculates to my kid too. And she does her own research and stuff. And oh, by the way, Mom, don't you know that Thanksgiving's just made up? I mean, yes. But it's not a bad holiday necessarily. So we have celebrated it in the past. I grew up with it being a very sexist holiday. I know. My household growing up, my dad was military, and later on he would always help in the kitchen. No problems, nothing like that. But I can distinctly remember, because it would stick out like a sore thumb to me, my dad was always very egalitarian, except for Thanksgiving, because guys from the boat would come over and the guys would just sit and watch football all day. To the point that I won my first bet on a Redskins Dallas game betting for the Redskins when I was about 6 years old. And I can remember being stuck in the kitchen with my mom and my aunts and like all the women, and I hated it. And so I would sneak in to go be with my dad and be like, well, this is cool. I'll just sit here with them. And my aunt, I won't say which one, although she knows who she is. I was probably about 7 or 8 years old. And she came in, hands on her hips. Randall Lee, that's my dad. Elizabeth needs to be in the kitchen right now. Da, 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 da. And I was like, no, I'm going to stay here and watch football with the guys. And my boy cousins and stuff were in there too. And my dad caved. I got sent back to the kitchen to go learn how to make pie, which I can make a really great pie crust. So there is that. But I can just remember being like, this is not fair. Later on, my dad instituted the rule after like I was a little bit older, and I talked to him about how much I hated Thanksgiving because of the divide and all this other nonsense. He would always take care of the turkey, cooking it outside, stuffing, and then later on it was like when guys came to the house for Thanksgiving, if they didn't help with the prep, if you didn't bring a dish, you did the dishes. That's the rule in the Schilling household. So sorry for all my Thanksgiving trauma that I just unleashed on you. Please share your Thanksgiving trauma in the chat if you would like to. So it's not my favorite holiday. I like Halloween. Halloween's great. Okay, now I'm embarrassed, all the stuff that I shared, but Thanksgiving was cool in the sense that we always had somebody unexpected at the table and all that. My parents are out of town for this Thanksgiving. They're up north, and my sisters are both working. Yeah, I'm working. I'd much rather write and be with you guys than making a big spread. Okay, so it's not just me. Chris says, mine's all wonderful politics and stuff, so I just don't go anymore. Lissa says, yeah, the gender divide is rough. It's gotten a lot better. But I mean, I grew up in the 80s and 90s. And so like that switch was happening. Like I knew it was wrong, but the women older than me were still, indoctrinated in the old stuff. So they did not fight for that. Chris made a lovely turkey for her husband and it was great. That's great. So yeah, That's it. I could have made a turkey, but the only person who would have eaten it was me. So I made a turkey sandwich. Yes, we are the same age. I am 42. The meaning of life. I will be 43 in March. So, and Chris has got it down and he's doing all the dishes. Exactly. You either make a dish or you do the dishes. It's one or the other. All right. So, more Thanksgiving stories. Growing up, it was always my mom and me in the kitchen. My sister couldn't cook worth a darn. So you really did. I have a sister that's like that. My dad always made the cranberry salad, which was his thing. Yeah, exactly. You can make it egalitarian. In hindsight, I do realize, like, in those early years, why my dad would not have helped is because, like, it was like the late 80s and he'd have to go back to work. And it was not the kinder, gently Navy back then. It was the Navy of the 80s, and which sucked. So I now have context as an adult that I'm like, oh no, I totally get it, dude. But at the time, you know, being like 6 in 1988, being like, this is not okay. And I was a very I was very 1-0 child, very binary, very like, yes, no. There was no gray. I'm still that way. It takes me, I have to work on, okay, Elizabeth, there can be gray. There can be gray. Gray is okay. There could be something that they both can be true. All right. So let's get started. I did work. I'm tired, which is great because this is like the exact time that you want to use AI. Let me show you what I've been up to. We've got Tequila and Tempests. I'm not going to rehash everything from earlier. Y'all can watch the earlier ones. I did post an AI writing for authors just to clarify that, you know, everyone is freaking out a little bit. Your notes are in your thing there. I know I'm not sharing my screen. Let me go ahead and do that. I just want to make sure I was on the right one first. Okay. So the 30-day trial. The big thing here is, I'll go back to my face just a little bit. We can't do it much longer. Like, this is the last chance for newbies, people who are very new to AI, for us to, like, you know, hold your hand, help you get caught up and all of that. After this December 20th, you're not missing anything because if you aren't today kind of committing to, like, in the next 30 to 45 days, you want to be very proficient with AI, joining the mastermind in January and February is not going to be a service to you. It would be a disservice to you because we have things to do that are advanced and all of that. We've tried for the last year to mix advanced, intermediate, beginner, and y'all who have been there, how successful has it been? It's gotten to the point that I realize I naturally, like, don't even teach intro classes anymore unless I really have to. It just doesn't bring me joy. And I have limited hours and limited energies and all these other crazy things going on in my life that we just had to kind of like prioritize. And we also realized that a lot of people were joining the FFA to get to the classes eventually. That doesn't work because the classes in the FFA are cutting edge, bleeding edge. This is how it is right now, to the point that like, we did a class on Google LLM notebooks. Then somebody else did a feature on it on YouTube. And then just as we were getting ready to, like, okay, we're going to make this a standalone class, Google released new features on the LLM notebooks to include podcasts and stuff. So we had to, like, oh, shift. But if you were to watch the first LLM class notebook, you still get the fundamentals and everything. But it's not like, if you wait 6 months to go back and watch this, like Midjourney, for example, can y'all imagine watching a class from 6 months ago on Midjourney? That really wouldn't help anybody, would it? So in the span of 1 year, we've moved from models that were 16,000 tokens in context to over 2 million tokens in context. So it's not you guys, it's the tech. And it's just like a thing of where we are today in 2024 and going into 2025, that it's time that, you know, the two paths have to diverge. And Lynn says, where's Lynn? Lynn had a comment that you like teaching the There it is. Lynn likes teaching the intro classes. And that is actually the key if we open up the FFA again later next year. It won't be, it'll have to be a plan that we put together with the current people who are teaching in the FFA and all of that, and kind of create some kind of tiered system. I don't have any time to go back and do all of that. So that's like this is a whole new project. And I don't even know that we're necessarily going to get to it in 2025. So I want to be clear, this whole, like, we're closing the mastermind December 20th. This is not it's your last chance, FOMO, join now. And then like in 60 days, we're going to reopen it again. No, this is a reprioritization that has to happen, because as evidenced by this candle here, as a good example or a visual aid, I have not just been burning the candle at both ends and the middle, but also in the middle of those middles. And it's just too much. So Lynn says, let me teach future fiction kindergarten. We'll talk, Lynn. We'll talk, Lynn. If you want to get that program going in the summertime, you can. But for at least the first 6 months, we got a lot on our plates. Harper says that it's hard to go to an advanced class with newbies in it. It ends up not being as advanced as it could be. And yeah, I apologize for that for both people. It's not fair to the newbies. It's not fair for you to go into a class you just joined and you're like, I have questions, but everything is super advanced and over my head, and I feel like the dumb one. And you're not at all. It's just an avalanche every quarter from the AI people. And we're just trying to like survive here. Now, what we do in the FFA does become stable and like solid, I would say, after a month or two of us hammering on it. A good example of that is the Easy Peasy book machine. That prompt is solid. That prompt was shared in the very first session today at 9 a.m. There's a whole class on it in the FFA. There will be more YouTubes about it. It's coming. It's going to be everywhere. That Easy Peasy book machine, it's just so effortless. It is a 4-step thing of plan, draft, edit, finalize. That prompt, though, and that methodology did not just come out of thin air. I've been working on an automatic book machine since this time last year. I didn't really get it hammered in until February of 2024 when I was in San Francisco. I did my first one. And there's the Dasha scratch. And then we worked on it, and we had another one, and then we had another model, and we had another kind of like schematic framework in the summer, Go With God. And then Easy Peasy Book Machine came about this fall. So we will keep sharing those things, keep making them standalone classes, keep making them YouTubes. Let me let Dasha in. Come on. Okay. So Chris says, I feel bad because I'm still new here, but I realized the other day that I've been doing this for 2 years solo or almost solo. Yeah, you're new here, but you're not new to AI. And listen, we've had people who are complete newbies come in who have swam. Like, I would have to say McKinley is one of my examples of that. She was here earlier today. Those of you in the FFA, wouldn't you agree, McKinley? Like, she came in knowing nothing about, she wrote screenplays. She doesn't write books, and she didn't know AI. And like, she was really floundering, like really confused for about 2 weeks. And by week 3, she had it. So that's why you are here, McKinley. But this is why we gave you guys a 30-day free trial. We're no longer trying to onboard people in 7 days. We're no longer trying to onboard anyone anymore after this December to remember. This is it. I don't have to onboard anybody anymore. We can just go. And I think that's going to be great, because that's going to allow us to put our energies into the beginner classes and everything, so that there can be a standalone class that comes out each week, or twice a month. I can feel Stacy like throwing something at me right now. Not every week. We might get to that point, but not every week. Depends on if other members of the FFA start doing classes. But what I'm most energized about, if you can't tell from the smile on my face, is getting to do like the awesome stuff with AI. And y'all ain't ready for this. Y'all didn't know you were coming to a madness of EAW tonight, because we played with Strawberry 01 in Sweet Dreams, right? Which is class 905, I think, for those of you joining the mastermind. Guess what? Strawberry works in my Rexy. And we didn't play with it because at the time it didn't work. And it wasn't Rexy's fault. It was my fault. It was me. Little backstory. OpenAI. Woo. Got those confused. OpenAI changed their keys overnight to where you have to go in and you have to like say which models you want on that key. Guess who didn't have Strawberry on her key that was in her Rexy? Guess who had Strawberry on her key in Raptor? Yeah, it was me. Hi, I'm the problem. These are the things that happen in the mastermind all the time. Like we go fast, we break stuff is broken, we don't know what's wrong with it, and then we just troubleshoot it together. So I need to know in the chat, how many of you want to write a book with Rexy with Strawberry? I got the money. Is that a yes? No? Maybe so? Okay. Here we go. So Strawberry has a context window of 128,000 tokens. This may not work. This is going to be just, let's see. Let's find out. We're going to see where this is the big thing of what we do in the FFA. See where it's at with the least amount of work from us. Find out how bad it is and then get involved. So let me share with you what we have. So I'm going to share this a little bit. Y'all can go through the notes down here at the bottom. Here you have for the 9 p.m. Thursday session. I went ahead and shared with you one ChatGPT just to show you that I did talk with it about the beverages and all of that. So you can go through this and see. And I kind of dialed in on Tempests and Tequila. Now, of course, the AI made it a romantic suspense. I mean, it was like, while on assignment in Central American country during spring, Maya uncovers evidence of an illegal arms deal involving a powerful cartel. Gee, can we be any more stereotypical, right? I don't want to write this book with a Navy SEAL and all that other stuff. Now, but it did inspire me. And this is what it's all about when you're working with AI and you take the meh that it comes out with and you go ahead and bring your own spice to it. So here's what I did. I was kind of inspired by this idea and I'm like, I love it, but let's dial back the romantic suspense. How about Tempests and Tequila, where she's an award-winning nature photographer. She's in a dangerous locale in the desert. She gets separated from her party and thinks she's going to die when she comes across Alex, the former Navy SEAL, who's camping. He helps her rehydrate and promises to get her to safety, but she's nervous around him, and he is hot, and makes it clear to her he won't do anything to her unless she begs him. After day one, they're sleeping with each other. He takes her back to his agave farm where he distills tequila. It should be military based, and like everyone working there is a veteran, it's great. But just as they have a fun tryst in the desert, it's time for her to get back to LA. He learns she has a gallery showing and they part. She regrets not keeping in touch, and when she shows up to her gallery showing, he's there working security, and that night it's hot in her apartment in LA all over again. Does everyone see how this is me and that branding that we've been doing with Sydney Marsh with the snowstorms and schnapps? And whatever. Oh, there is actually a name for the new one. It was in here. I liked it. Desires and Dark Roast is what we're going to call that second book. I got to remember that. Let me check the chat here. So can everyone see how I was inspired by some of these ideas that it had? I was like, ooh, I like that she's a photographer. And I like that he's like a SEAL, but no cartel, no vague Central American country. I'm sorry, but there's not just cartels in Central American countries. There's beautiful things there, rainforests and pyramids and good food. So yeah, she gets separated from her party and all of that. So this is where we started. This was the germ, if so to speak. Now there's another chat that I cannot share with you because it decided I broke the rules. I did not break the rules, but apparently when you do this, and I gave it the thumbs down and I said I did not break the rules, it won't let me share it because it's disabled by moderation, which is really annoying. Okay, so let me roll back a little bit. So I played, and I need to bring some information over. So apologies, because I was working on my laptop. So you can see where I was working in Rexy, and I was experimenting with 4.0. Now, I got kind of a crazy outline. And let me explain by that. So we went from, this is so funny. We went from dangerous cartels in the desert. And when I was like, let's roll back the romantic suspense and all that, it swung it all the way over to Hallmark Suite, where the community is against an evil developer. And I was like, no, ChatGPT, these are not sweet Hallmark. No. So I had to kind of work with, I got this list of characters and I made some changes to them. So we're going to go over that and the premise and all of that. And then I finally got an outline that's, I think, somewhat decent. And we're going to validate that before I start running with it with 01 Strawberry. But don't get attached. Do not get attached, because as we've learned, Strawberry can't follow an outline. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So let me go back to here and let me show you what we do have to play with here. So here's the premise. Contemporary romance novel that blends intense passion, personal growth, and stark beauty of the desert with themes of resilience and community. The story follows Maya Thompson, an adventurous and independent nature photographer, and Alejandro Alex Ramirez, former Navy SEAL turned agave farmer. Their lives collide in the middle of a vast desert, setting the stage for a whirlwind romance shaped by the forces of nature and their undeniable chemistry. Set against the backdrop of Alex's agave farm, a sanctuary for military veterans, and Maya's artistic aspirations, the novel delves into themes of healing, love, and blah, 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 whatever. Okay, cool. We've got that. Let's look at the characters. So Maya, some things that I made some changes to. It described what she looks like. She's not going to have striking green eyes. She's going to have striking brown eyes, okay? Not all women have to have green and blue eyes, for crying out loud. Her father is an emotionally distant photographer, Richard Thompson, and her free-spirited artist mother, Lily. Her father's criticism of her interest in photography as a career fueled her relentless strive to prove herself. They divorced at 14. It did all of this. I added this part. It says she attended art school on a scholarship, but she later learned her father made a grant to the school, and now there's a building named after them. So she's got issues. She's got daddy issues. And because it also gave me the father as a list, so I was like, well, if to put him in the list of characters, we have to use him. For Alex, all I changed was the Navy paid for him to go to college. It said after high school, I want to make him an officer so he can afford this agave farm. Being a top athlete in high school soccer, he served as a SEAL officer for over a decade to fulfill his contract. So I added that. I also added, it also said like he's going to keep everything on his shoulders. And I was like, nah. I did this. He loves to solve things with physical choices, just like he would have out in the field, whether that's physical choice is romantic and hot or hot-headed and arrogant. That's going to play into later on in the story when I had to tweak it a little bit. So that's what I do when I validate this. I read kind of the character stuff. I make some changes. I make changes to the outline, and then I go back to the characters to like tweak the characters to match the outline that I want. This is my planting, and it's kind of a back and forth. It's kind of a push and pull me. So because I was given the mother and the father, and I didn't really have time, I only had an hour and a half to kind of like work on this. We made some changes, and I was like, well, they're already here, so I'll figure out a way to work it in. So I added here that Lily Thompson, her connections to environmental lawyers help save the agave farm. When it said she's an environmental activist, I was like, aha, there will be a land study showing that the land cannot be developed for houses due to water restrictions and agreements made 50 years ago. Can people in the Southern California, Arizona talk to me? Like, that's a real thing, right? Like, I think if memory serves me right, that they can't. I keep waiting like this is class and you guys are going to just talk to me, but you have to put it in the chat. So I'll come check the chat. So anyway, the idea of water restrictions and that there was water agreements made. So that's going to be the unfoiling of the villain. We have Lou Delgado. I added he often speaks in Spanish to emphasize his emotions. He's the best friend and foreman. Elena Ramirez. It originally made her like, God bless ChatGPT. It literally made his cousin a land contract and environmental lawyer specialist. So she could be the one. And I'm like, that's a little too on the nose, don't you think? So I went ahead and made her, if she's living at the farm and she's supposed to run into Maya and all of that, I'm putting her in charge of the retail shop and distribution of the tequila. That's her job. And she's going to help she's going to save Alex from doing something really stupid by trying to physically threaten Connor, and petitions Maya for help. That's later on. We have Hector Morales, a veteran and farm worker. We have Jenna Parker, Maya's best friend and agent. We have Connor Hayes, the evil real estate developer antagonist. And then there's some minor characters. I don't know about this retired medic veteran who sees this farm's small clinic, but I'm like, sure, that's great. we'll leave that in there. I don't know what it's going to do with that. Okay, so the outline. Let me go check the chat and make sure anyone has any questions about the characters. Lynn says water's a big problem in this area, although the developers and politicians pretend it isn't. Yeah. I'm going with this agave desert's on like protected land or something. It's plausible, right, Lynn? Because that's what we write. Plausible. So again, with the characters, the AI did 95% of that. I did small tweaks. Like, this is a little too on the nose that she's this. I added the human element. Okay, she's got to have daddy issues or like have issues with her father. What would really, make somebody upset? And then I later worked in to the outline that her father's a university professor and a award-winning photographer, and he's basically mad at her career choice that because it's so unstable. And so I think, and with him divorcing her mother, I could see there being some issues there. So like in the sense of like she's too much like her mother. Things like that. Jen says those small human tweaks make a huge difference in the output. They really do. They make the difference between like a generic output that like everybody kind of gets when they click the buttons and then stuff that like gives you goosebumps. So let's go ahead and validate this outline. So we'll start with Act 1. And let me share. I'm going to put the links over here just so that you guys have them to review them. So if you can't really see it on my screen, you can see it over here. Hopefully that'll work even if I move these around. We'll see how that works. Share this to there. Characters. And that stupid premise, which I think I'm going to have to tweak because it's probably going to skew when it's like healing love. This book is a 5-alarm fire of romance in the desert. There. We do not want anything Hallmarky. No Hallmark. So I'll put this here for the premise. And it's in your notes so that you guys can see it. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and validate this outline together now. Maybe, if I can get to it. Outline. Okay. So, I asked for the pacing for them to be together more often. So Maya Thompson, an award-winning nature photographer, she's doing the elusive night-blooming Ceres cactus. I don't know if this is a real thing, so the first thing I'm going to do is Google it. Okay, that's a real thing. Good for me. What? It only blooms at night. Once a year for a single night. Okay, cool. That sounds like a award-winning photograph if you ever ask me. Sudden sandstorm separates her from her guide, leaving her disoriented and dehydrated. As the sun beats down, she fears for her survival. Cool. As twilight approaches, Maya collapses near a remote campsite. Alejandro Ramirez, a ruggedly handsome former Navy SEAL camping while surveying land for his agave farm, discovers her. He carries her to his tent and tends her with water and shade. When she awakens, his intense gaze both unnerves and intrigues her. Cool, cool, cool. So that'll be from his point of view. Sparks ignite. Alex assures Maya she's safe, teasingly added, I won't touch you unless you beg me to. His confidence and charm are irresistible. As night falls, they share stories by the campfire. The desert night is warm. That's not a thing. It should be cold. So we'll tweak that. Okay. Right? It's cold in the desert. I've been there. And the proximity to stay warm stirs a mutual attraction. Tension builds, etc. Unable to resist the chemistry, they succumb to their desires, passionate, etc. The isolation amplifies their connection. They find solace in each other's arms. Okay, so that's a cool first 4 chapters. I think that aligns with an insta-love. Harper can tell me if I'm wrong on that. I mean, like, they meet, he saves her, they're banging. I think we're good. Next, journey to the agave farm. Now they're going back to civilization. He's hinting at her photography. They go. She's captivated. With a panicked Jenna. Search for her called off to escape the media. En route. Okay. At the farm, the police are waiting to interview Maya. She is okay. Okay. Because, like, that would bother me as a reader, as a plot hole. Like, if she gets separated from her guide, and she's an award-winning photographer, like, that ish is making news, right? Like, there would be go find her. So, we're just adding in that, you know, there was a thing. There was a thing, and now it's not a thing anymore. She doesn't get to take her picture. She's separated during the day. Did she not? So she didn't get her picture. So I think that that's what they go here. Oh, you know what? She doesn't get the picture, but we can put that at the end, because at the very end, he takes her to the place where they met. Also, Alex packed her photography equipment. And she finally gets that photo of the stupid cactus, what the cactus is called. Of the night blooming Ceres cactus. Thank you. Sorry, I said it louder, like you needed it to be louder for her to hear it. So these are the things you have to do as a human. Thank you so much, Chris. So Chris noticed she doesn't take her photo. She doesn't get the cactus. And we're going to go through a whole storyline and all that. So it's great that we're going to put it in later. So she doesn't get the cat. She doesn't get that. Cool. Okay. So let's continue validating this to make sure it sounds good. En route, he invites her to visit the agave farm. Oh, this should be in the next one. At the farm, the police are waiting to interview Maya to make sure she's okay. So there we go. Trying to get in. So this works perfect. A picnic. They watch the sunset. I don't know if this is a real thing. I think she's going to hear from her parents. Okay, so Maya's mother calls her. One tabloid is making up stories about the rescue and insinuating there is a conspiracy and Maya is being held against her will. Maya assures her mother nothing of the sort, but that she should call Jenna and have this help bring, what is the thing, like buzz to the gallery showing. That evening, Alex surprises Maya. Cool. Maya is reluctant to remind Alex that she can't stay. Okay, local festival. They're dancing to music. That doesn't really work, does it? We're just going to have the father come out in chapter 10. I don't know that this works. I need some help. Okay, so let's think about this. They're banging in Act 1. Cool. Welcome to Paradise. Okay. They have some like added tension there. But like if they're doing this and she's meeting the farmers and the workers and all of that, I think that this stuff here for the sunset direction, yeah, that would be that thing. And then surprises her. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, this is way too much sex. Like there's just too much. That's a little too much. I don't know that we need this. This feels a little too like extra. They've already, yeah. I think that they do the dancing thing here. And then I'll put this here and then, nope. Okay, so they're at the local festival late at night. So this is after this. I don't know that she's going to share the strained relationship with her father. Okay. How his parents and strong family bonds helped him through. I don't know. This feels squishy. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like characters just sitting there talking. That doesn't work for me. The heat between them. When the fireworks go off. Okay. He apologizes. She didn't get to see the fireworks. Or is that okay? I need to go check the chat because this is just I hate middle. I hate middle of the stories. Middles suck. Middles are not fun. He apologizes that she didn't get to see the fireworks. These feel like not real problems. Yeah. Let's see here. Mentions her father. About her family missing her and being worried about her. Maya avoids sharing. It's just her. Okay. Her mother is a bit spacey. Okay, so then she gets a call from Jenna Parker. I don't think that's going to happen. I feel like these are like reversed. These are backwards. So here's what I think happens. Okay, tell me what you guys think. I think a local festival, that would be like a big thing. And then like after the festival, she should leave. Because they have a tequila, then the tequila would be featured at the festival. So what I'm going to do, and this is why I like Notion so much. So hold with me here. I think that to bring buzz, write this, and then we're not doing this either. The number 12, we're going to change this. We're going to bring this up to here and bring this there as well. So I'm going to change it. This is not a sunset seduction because they just had sex or whatever in chapter 7. Mother calls her and is freaked out about the report she's hearing. Mother calling is what we'll call it. Heated embrace. This is going to be the new chapter 9. So we're going to go with inseparable. But Elena reminds Alex he has work to do for the annual, we need a festival. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Because we need, a nightmare. I like it. We will add that. That's a good idea. Thank you, Harper. That's a good thing. Nightmare. Yep. We'll add that too. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking in terms of like conflict and everything like that. And this is where being human comes in, and I'm probably wasting time because Strawberry is going to throw all this out anyway. But that's fine because then I'll just revert back to 4.0. We need more tension. The tension just can't be, it needs some external attention. He's got a cousin who's in charge of retail. That's also got to be the person that's like, yo, what you doing with my cousin? Are you leading him on? He doesn't deserve to be led on. You know what I mean? Like that kind of a role in the story. We need that. So, you know, for the annual festival featuring the tequila, and she asks Maya to help her with the promotional packages of samples. They are giving away. As they work, Elena warns Maya that her cousin doesn't deserve to have his heart broken. He doesn't ever bring a woman. Oopsies. So what exactly does Maya have planned? Maya understands Elena's, I think that's her name. Is her name Elena? Let's check. Characters. Her name is Elena. Cool. I got it right. She understands Elena's protectiveness, but assures her that they know what they're doing. Foreshadowing, no, they don't. they do not know what they're doing. And I misspelled insufferable. Okay, so that's the new chapter 9. So that means this is going to be the new chapter 10, where we're at the local festival and they're dancing, rushes to sneak away. Insistent that I think the festival should be held at the farm. Held at the farm. Yes, yes, yes. Because then he would still hear them. He wouldn't be able to get away from them, really. And, oh, that would make sense. Like, if you hurry, I don't know. I think I could see it being kind of like he's trying to be a distraction and then he has the nightmare. So I think that works. And fast. Okay. Throwing a glass of water on him. Alex opens up. Okay. Cool. That works, right? And I'll renumber everything. Let me check the chat. Oh, the cousin is female. Yeah. Exactly. We don't want to do misunderstandings. Like, nah. I don't really like misunderstandings too much. Like, grown-ups just talk about stuff. So now that's chapter 11. She's not talking about her past. And then chapter 12. Now, also, like, this is a good moment for Maya to, like, run away, because, like, hello. This is a whole lot. This is a lot of some kind. Like, basically, this is a point in the story where the dream of finding this desert prince or whatever, this amazing guy who owns an agave farm and is amazing in bed and everything and has got his whole life together, and then suddenly he's attacking you in the middle of the night. Not romance as usual. Like, that's a good character motivation to be like, maybe we should take a break and think about this. So she gets a call from Jenna. But Jenna, she really needs Maya to show up at the gallery. That reporter, the reporter from the tabloid, is now stalking the gallery. Okay, so this is good. Finest Tequila. Would have the details of the gallery showing. And Maya hold a ticket for him. But Alex is ashamed and doesn't think that's a good idea. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so she's back in LA. Loves the tequila, and they both get drunk. Okay, so we're there. I feel like we need something of a scene of Alex, you know, about Alex, not so chapter 15. Well, here, I'll just do this. Grumpy Alex. Okay, now we need the friend. With his foreman, whatever that dude's name was, we'll go get it from the characters, not Hector. Lou Delgado. I need to see like where the farm comes to being a problem. Okay, so yeah, it just like comes out of nowhere. So we need to introduce Connor Hayes. So that's like a mistake that the AI did. I don't know that it would be a limousine out in the middle of the desert. How about a luxury vehicle, a luxury SUV? Connor Hayes. To meet the owner of the farm, Alejandro. Connor expects to just write a number down and get Alex interested in selling the farm, selling the land, but pointing out that his little tequila business is barely profitable. Alex refuses, saying he would never sell. And for Connor to get off his land. Alex dents the luxury US feed. I don't know. It's touchy to make. I mean, I know men in my life because I come from a military background. Like, I've seen exercises of violence that aren't necessarily, like, it's frustration. So we need to have, okay. An encounters Elena, who talks up the gallery opening is that weekend. For Maya, Alex breaks something in frustration in the store, apologizes, to get his shit together. Okay. So that way, there's a way for him to, like, want to go to the gallery. She's greeting guests. Okay, so we need some more scenes here. We need plans for, because that reporter's there. So we need, like, more stuff about security at the gallery and all of that. So chapter 16 will happen, but first we need a different chapter 16. So now we need a chapter 16, and this is okay. Leaving the gallery at the night before the big reveal, Maya and Jenna are accosted by the tabloid reporter and ask questions about the agave farm. I think we need to add some things here where banning the conspiracy theory might have gone too far. That reporter from the tabloids now stalking the gallery. Okay, so she goes back to the thing. Questions about the agave farm. Okay, I gotta make this not so ridiculous. Like, he's selling papers. He's got a good thing. What else would he be digging up on? I don't know. I'm trying to think. Let me check the chat. I haven't seen the chat in a little bit. Sorry, I'm getting really jumped into. It should be if they're short-lived. Okay, so he's trying to get a distribution deal, his farm mission going, so she's got a lot. Oh, that's a good one. I like that one. Okay, so we'll add that in there. So at a festival, a distribution deal. Okay. So that would be a big deal for why they can't leave. Got it. You know, sometimes you just have to. Okay. So if the tabloid reporter is there, now they think it was all a hoax to, yes, this is works. They think it was all a hoax to garner attention for the gallery. And does Maya plan to repay the county for the cost of her search? Things are intense as they jump into Jenna's car, and a window gets smashed, but the women get away. Okay. I want them basically to say that there will be security, and that's why. So, because that would make that all would post and all of that. Jenna's house, fearful that reporters are at Maya's apartment. There will be top-notch security. At the showing. Okay, so that works. And then chapter 17. And now it makes sense that she is a bundle of nerves. Unexpected encounters. This is a really long book, but that's okay. Unexpected encounters. On the night of the gallery opening. Be at the showing. Okay, so that'll work. She's a bundle of nerves. She's anxiously looking for her father's face, but doesn't see him. Suddenly, she spots Alex across the room. Okay. This can all be approached. This can all be combined as one. There we go. And that's chapter 17. And now we take that out. So 15, 16, 17. Cool, cool, cool. And now we're unveiling truths. And now we're 18, chapter 18. To bring attention to the farm's plight. He admits that could be better. He isn't necessarily the best at running a business. Okay. Chapter 18. Wait, this doesn't make sense. Of the farm's plight. Like, which photos are at the gallery? It has to be like older photos that she had. Wait a minute. I got it. Put the finishing touches on a section of the gallery showing black and white photographs from the agave farm. Okay, so that way there's like a whole section there of that stuff. Use her platform, not to help advertise the tequila. It's quite good. As she mentions, she and Jenna got drunk on it. She needs a break from super serious photography anyway. Okay. So that's that one. So 19. This isn't going to be family ties. do a postmortem after the showing. Jenna said, for all the mystique, she helped sales. A number of licensing offers came in for some of the farm photos. Maya mentions the only person who showed up for her is Alex. Jenna informs Maya their father did actually attend the gallery, but left early after attended the gallery after she left. Okay. Confused, Maya reaches out to her mother, who reveals that Richard was moved by photographs to reconcile with him. Okay. So that's kind of a cool thing. And they've talked about the Connor thing. So now I think this is chapter 20. The farm. I think this is 2 on the nose. Like, here's what I think we're going to do. I think we're gonna, because we're running out of time. Let me check the chat. I could spend a long time on this outline and keep working on it and all of that. And yeah, they always have to be tweaked. Oh yeah, no, I take the wheel. Like I can't just let this stuff slide. But here's the thing. I'm going to stop wasting my time on this because the truth is, 01 Strawberry is not going to follow it anyway. So we're at an hour. Let's go ahead and play with Strawberry. I feel bad. I really not the best at this time. I should have just jumped right in. I wish I had done more confirmation on this, but let's go ahead and go with what this is. And then, yeah, it's fine. We're just going to let Strawberry handle this. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to give this information to Strawberry. So I have an outline and I made those changes. These are things that were previously done. So I'm not going to lose them, but I don't want them. So I'm just going to move them over here. And I'm going to renumber this number 3 so that I know it's going to be end slot 3. You'll see why. Okay. So now we have to build the sequence inside of Rexy. So I have Rexy. I do not have Rexy. I had Rexy, but he went to sleep. And here's what we're going to do. We have 01 preview, so that's what we're going to use. And I'm going to go over to WordBanger. In projects, I'm going to go ahead and load up Sydney Marsh. So it's there. Now, the thing is that we have this auto write page. You can take your auto write page and copy the link and you can turn it into, this is kind of crazy. You can turn it into your Notion slot page. So in the elements, you have this end slots page, which when you put the link into there and click refresh the page, those pages in order are going to put their information on the Notion slot pages. Come on. There we go. So I have the premise, I have the character development, and then I have the outline. So we have this information here. Now I can call these information up anytime with N1, N2, N3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the system message and I'm going to say, about the story. So I'm going to put story information. I have no idea if this is going to work. We're going to find out. And we're going to go N1, N2, N3. Story information. Okay. Below is the story. You will always be able to respond more. Your job is to decide the best way to proceed in writing the novel, honoring the outline, but making it the best first-person, dual point of view romance novel that you can to delight readers. Readers must want to be Maya and fall in love with Alex. Stakes and emotions should all feel real. Dialogue and interaction between characters must seem authentic. Okay. Read what's below and decide what to do next. So this is my system prompt. And I'm going to copy it. I don't know that this is going to work, but we're going to give it a shot. So I'm going to throw this into your notes. Give me 1 second if I can find your notes. I lost your notes. Notion. Okay. And these are the write-a-thons. And it is the Thanksgiving one. So this is the first prompt that we're doing for Strawberry. And I'm just putting it in there. N1, N2, N3 was the outline, the premise, and the characters. Okay, let me check the chat. Make sure here we're going. What's going on? Yeah, for taking too long. People need to see that. Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah, it's okay, good. I don't feel bad about what you've been doing. I love these sessions. They're super inspiring. Okay, good. I get bogged down and like, I'm such a plotter. And I'm like, no. People need to authentically have something that they're doing. So we have 3 there on the auto write. I'm going to come over here. I'm copying this because I don't have all my instas set up. So we're going to go with 20 bangs to start. What the hell? We'll go 40. We're also going to update that system message on all the instas. So that's going to be the top message that goes through. It's going to be interesting because the system message does not, I hope it goes because it doesn't support system messaging. I don't know. We're going to see what happens. This might break it. In which case, we'll just put it in the big bang box, which is fine. It'll still always be the top of the prompt right here. Which I guess I could do that instead. Yeah. Okay. I think this is nuts. I think because that's going to have all the story information, and then you're just working on the novel, and I'm just going to let Strawberry like take control. Let's go with 40 instas, and just so we can keep track of the cost, let's go to OpenAI platform because that's important. I've never done this before. We're going by the seat of our pants here. This is Welcome to a Madness, like I said, of EAW. Continue with Google. And I mean, there's good information in there. I did validate all that. Let's go with usage. Let me show you usage. Maybe not. Yeah, usage is right there. We've used nothing for November. Oh, $13.65. But I'm on default project for the thing, so $13.65. So we'll write that down. $13.65. I've got a $200 limit for the month. but yeah, it's fine. There's $85 in there. Let's go. So we're going to go to this. At most, it would cost me $40 to run 40 if that was $1 each one. We'll go to alert mode. We will save the final completion. Are we ready to break it? Do we do our, no, we didn't do our AI mod. Oh, no, 01 preview. Let's go with 16,000. And 0.7. I don't know if this is going to work. Oh, in project, let's call it tequilas. Strawberry. So I know what I ran. I'm not going to auto log because I think that'll just add extra time to this. It's already going to take a long time. All right, here's goes nothing. Let's bang. So it has. Okay, stop. You worked earlier. So, oh, I know why you're not working, because I didn't refresh my. No, I did refresh my key. It was working earlier. How did I? I changed it on my iPad. Let me just refresh. Okay. Test, do you work? Bang 01 preview. Yes. Okay. It works. So that's not an issue. Okay. Let's go back and do it again. 40. This is why you save your prompts. And so there's that one. But I need to bring in my Notion stuff. So I come over here, projects. I got to load Sydney Marsh, load project, elements, or no, we'll call it Tempests, TNT, strawberry. Help if I can spell strawberry right. Elements, end slots, throw that in so that we have N1, N2, N3 are my premise, my characters, and my outline. So now if I go to my Notion slots, that information is there. Tempests and Tequila, it's got the whole outline. It knows what it needs to do, read below, and decide what to do, what's next. We'll do alert mode. We'll go AI preview, 0.7. Maybe the length was too long? Okay. Whatever. And let's do 40. Let's bang. Why are you not working? Okay. What did I do wrong? Okay, set instas. Now you're fine. The story information is in there. O1 preview can run. Let's just run one. Let's see if it can just do that. All right, there's no local variable result when it is not associated with a value. It just worked just fine. What the heck? Am I nuts? I just put everything in there. Why is it not? Why does it work once, but it doesn't work if I do it like this. I'm checking the chat, see if somebody else sees what I'm doing wrong. Should you update all the instas after deleting the insta prompt? Yeah. But I cleared it, so it should be fine now. Like there's nothing in the system prompt or anything like that. There's only this in the settings. So 1 and 1, let's try. Nope. Cannot access local variable result where it is not associated with a value. How am I getting this error? Okay, well, if we can't use strawberry, let's try 4.0 latest since it's supposed to be better at this. So I'm just going to go with 4.0 latest. Now, I'm not telling it a recursive. I'm not telling it that it has to do something. I'm just letting it decide what it's going to do and keep going. And we'll see how it works. So there's all the story information. We have 40. Let's do banging of 4.0 and let's change the name of it so that we'll know that it's 4.0 latest. Because this is like a new method and I want to try it. This is like the really easy peasy book machine. This is, I don't know what this is. This is just like do whatever you want. Okay. Cool. It started to write the first chapter. The desert was a liar. Ooh. All right. Transition into chapter 2. Okay. Well, yeah, let's just do that. Let's go. Don't say final completion. We're going to. I'm so used to having to go to Insta 1 again, but we don't need to because it's just like the alarm is the thing. The whole prompt is the thing. So we'll do 25 and let's bang. So let's see if it can stay on track. Because if it can, this is bonkers. So it's got a chapter 1. Chapter 2. Not too fast, stubborn. Who are you, I asked. Alex, and you? Maya. What the hell were you thinking wandering out there in the middle of a sandstorm? I wasn't wandering. I was looking for something. It's not worth dying for. The what? Over a flower. I get it. Okay, we are not getting sex scenes, but we'll see what it figures out. As a meta, continue building the desert setting as a metaphor. It's also not writing very much. It's only writing 1,000 words. Oh. Now it's continuing on chapter 2 as it switches to Alex's point of view. She was trouble. Okay. Don't be an idiot. Slowly this time. You should rest. And go where? Okay. All right. I like that it's thinking itself. Good job. Now, the silence. Do you ever sleep? Good morning to you too. I slept. You just didn't notice. Right. Old habits. This is good dialogue. And it sounds just like Snowstorms and Schnapps. There's a little echolalia, like too much repeating what they're saying. The light, it's rare. And you're bossy. Let's go, flower girl. They are not having sex. What is going on here? I mean, it's interesting. Journey to the agave farm. Well, are they going to bring the cop in? Comes with a job. Elena, tardaste mucho. Blame the storm. Another stray. Elena. Just saying. Where's the cop? Now we have Hector. I am not keeping up. Where are we? Like, how many has it done already? Because I'm here. Holy Toledo. We are at 13 already. And it's doing about 1,000 words, but a lot of it is exposition. So if I had to go with like, how much is it actually writing? Let's see. This is 900. Okay. So basically we have about 13,000 words, guesstimate 14,000 words to play with. The rest of it is all just extra stuff that it's putting in there. Although that does not make sense. I wish this had a, I only have word counter plus, so it's just like the word counter's off. This is 1117, so that's right. So there's no way that this is like 900. This is 835. Okay, so 700 to 900. We'll go with 800. So roughly 800 words each time that it's going. So 2, 3, 4, and we have 16 minus 1, so 15. Let's see here. 15 times 800. We're at 12,000 words roughly. Guesstimates. Let me check the chat. I can't believe this kind of worked. Yeah, they turned it into a nice wholesome. Yeah, the reason I'm not getting longer responses is because I don't have a good demo one. So we did actually get 4.0 to write sex in the No Sleep to Brooklyn, but that was with Raptor Write and kind of like controlling it. And then that's with like a plan, like it has to do a plan and this and that. So that's the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to like give it that sequencing thing. But we'll do that tomorrow. So tomorrow, what I'll work on in time for maybe the 10:30 class or the later class, I'll work on getting like a whole sequence of the plan, edit, draft, and all that in the blackjack setup for 4.0, and see if I can't ping Joseph and find out why I broke preview inside of one strawberry. Although I could also just take this over to Raptor Write and run it there. The cost is today is the 28th of November. Okay, we've spent a few dollars. We've spent $3.82. Chat GPT for the latest is $3.05 for today. But I was also using it earlier too, when I was getting ready for the class. So either way, an extra, we were at $13.65 and now we're at $16. This is not bad. Especially as we're getting decent words. I have no idea where it is in the story. Let's see. What's interesting is like it is automatically doing like the decisions and kind of like checking on things and all of that. So it's already at chapter 15 and number 20, which is cool. So it's only halfway there. Needed some air. You're a terrible liar, Alex. It's complicated. Let me guess. This wouldn't have anything to do with a certain photographer, would it? Relax, man. It's written all over your face. It's not like that. Ugh. This is so kitsch. A cease and desist order effective immediately. Your campaign violates several intellectual property laws, including the unauthorized use of individuals' likenesses. That's ridiculous. You have 30 days to comply or you're facing a lawsuit that can bankrupt this entire operation. Enough. I know. Oh, Maya. That doesn't make sense. Interesting. I have no idea what's going on in the story. Distillery under fire. Local farm faces allegations of water misuse. What the hell? We don't need. What happened to the gallery? This is not the chapter 15 I planned. This is showing you the crease. Basically, it is not carefully reading what's already up there. It is on its own tangent. Yeah, this is not what I wanted, but that's okay. We're still working on this where you can actually just set it and forget it. You can. It just takes a much more in-depth prompting to try to get this thing to be on the ball. Okay, well, we are at an hour and a half. Yeah, this is where I also would start to get frustrated. But then what happens is, here's what I do. This is not the right way. Like, it's just not there yet. Yeah, you can make it run a whole bunch of prompts and it can do something where like it generates you a bunch of like word salad. But when we run this in like Raptor Write or something like that, we're controlling it very carefully. So what I think is the right answer is twofold. There's a couple of different ways that we can do. Number one, I can just set up Rexy to just run sequences of 4. Plan, draft, edit, final, and then just use the gladiator method if I check the final. And then I reshuffle my stuff and like put that final into the big bang box and control it that way. I've gotten a lot faster, obviously, with Raptor Write. And the truth is I think Raptor Write is the superior methodology. It's just superior tooling to Rexy. And it's not Rexy's fault. Rexy is a year old. But the new Rexy is going to be even more robust to the point that you don't have to remember your end slots. You're going to get to use like names of documents and actually set up sequences and things like that. And by having those documents, you can have the documents get checked by an agent and like, does it fit the criteria? If no, fix that. Like, for example, that first response where it said, let me go to here. Let me show you what I mean, where we're going with this, where I think we need to go with this for as far as Rexy 2.0 goes and what Joseph has built. We agree that this and this should not be in the document that is chapter 2. So basically I would set up an agent that goes, let me show you what I mean, because I'll show you how it works in chat. ChatGPT, where are you at? So we're going to go ChatGPT and we're going to go 4.0 mini. We're going to even use like the crappy one. And I'll go a new document because 4.0 mini is super cheap. Only pros for chapter 2. Anything else must be cut out. Look at this response. Is there anything in here that's extra? Yeah. Give me a TXT file that's just the prose of chapter 2 and nothing else. And there we go. And if I download that file, I will download it to the FFA and save. And then I will bring it over here just so you can see what the file was. So I'll put the file in. This is all stuff that I have to spend time working on. And one of the reasons why we are not taking on new people beyond beyond December 20th. So look at this. This is just chapter 2. It literally cut it all off. I know there's some weird things in here. It won't stay like that. We will get that fixed. But that is just an example to show you that what's coming is agents that are able to take the response that we got, review it, go, this is not right. And I had it make me a TXT file. We're not going to have the AI do that because the software, the wrapper, which is Rexy 2.0, will take the response and turn it into a .txt file that's properly formatted, so that then that TXT file can then go back into the sequence. When will the new Rexy be available? I'm showing you guys the prototype on Wednesday in the FFA. We have a working prototype. It's a little bit rough. That's a good question. Did it tweak it? So yeah, it's coming very close. Let's look at this. The first thing I noticed was the smell like cedar wood and dried grass. Let's see what it wrote. First thing I noticed was the smell smoky, earthy, and faintly sweety like cedar wood and dried grass. Is that what we had? Smoky, earthy, and faintly sweet. Yeah, it did. And then we'll check at the bottom. But somehow I knew I wasn't ready to let him go. But somehow I knew I wasn't ready to let him go. Yeah, the 4.0 mini is able. Okay, so watch this. I can actually go here and I can go, great. Just give me the chapter 2 prose as a response here. Nothing else. Yeah, we still have this certainly aspect of it. So we may have to do a fine tune, which again, that is a very cheap endeavor to just fine tune it, to not say certainly, to just like do the task. So it did keep it untouched in the text file, but as soon as I put a response in the chat, it responded back, certainly, you know, So we have some work ahead of us. It's going to be advanced work. It's going to involve fine tuning on these cheaper models on the mini so that it can actually behave the way that it needs to like chop off the chatty bits. We don't need the chatty bits. The chatty bits are unnecessary. And you guys would all agree, these are some advanced things to get involved. It's just a pain in the butt to have to clean all that up. So yeah, we got a couple thousand words. I didn't quite get the book written, but we're making progress. And we went with a whole new methodology today where we didn't give it a sequence. It was able to just keep going. But I have to say, I think the output was crappy in terms of the methodology we do have, which is plan, draft, edit, final. I think that the 4-step process of the easy peasy book machine is still superior to just letting the LLM read an outline and go. So, because it's just not able to think. All right. Well, it's 10:40 p.m. It's past my bedtime, but I will be back tomorrow. Rick says, loves Raptor Write getting 3,000 word chapters. Fantastic. Fantastic. Lissa says she agrees. She's getting much better output using the scene briefs. I just want to figure out how to translate it into the word banger. Yeah. The word banger is going to get translated. The hard part is just setting it all up. And once it is set up, it's kind of like a pain to get it, just because of the way that it was originally built with the end slots. We're going to move into a section where you just name your documents and everything. It just knows it. Yeah. Dawn, I thank you. You're welcome. Did we scare you off? Like, sorry it didn't work as well, but like, this is what part of it is. This is why the FFA exists. For every session that we have where something doesn't work as planned, we get something brilliant later on because we have this experience and I already know how to tweak it for next time. So please don't lose faith in us. We did something tonight that we've never done before. And I kind of want to test it in strawberry and wrap. No, it'll be good. I will not stay up tonight. That's not good. I will go to bed. We still have a long weekend. There is still 3 sessions tomorrow, 3 sessions on Saturday, and 3 sessions on Sunday. So I do not need to go to Raptor Write and try to use strawberry to do Tempests and Tequila. All right, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. And then the other times are, let me find out because I don't know my life. It's been a long day, but it's been a good day. Let me go to the announcements. Tomorrow is 10:30 a.m. and then 4 p.m. and then 9 p.m. So 10:30 a.m. I'll be here with coffee and a bagel. Maybe not the bagel, probably a bagel. 4 p.m. and then 9 p.m. So the 10:30 a.m. one does have a hard limit. So I'll probably go over a lot of the sequencing and stuff like that. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care and happy holidays. Bye.